Hello, Divine Feminine. We are going to take a look today, at your Divine Masculine's energy. Let's find out what's going on mind, body, and soul with your Divine Masculine and see what might be happening in their world right now. Sometimes our Divine Masculines are not talking to us. Sometimes they're in and out. Sometimes they are blocking us completely. I don't know where you fall into that category. I was blocked from mine for a very long time, which at first I thought was torturous and very unfair. And I was very jealous of Divine Feminines that had them in and out, the push-pull in and out kind of runner-chaser phase. I thought, well, yeah, that might suck, but at least, at the very least, they're still able to talk to them. They're still, at least somehow involved, and they get to see them sometimes, even if it's difficult. Yeah, I've completely changed my mind on that now as a coach. I would way rather have it that, because it's actually easier to balance your energy out if they're not push, pull, and in and out. For most of you, though, that's exactly what you're experiencing, is your Divine Masculine being in and out, in and out, in and out, and you're just on this yo-yo with them. And for me, and for those of you that are completely blocked, I actually think that that's probably the easier way. Because, then you can really focus on yourself. Once you get through that dark night of the soul energy, it can help you at least a little bit before they start coming back in and out. Because eventually they do come back in and out. But being blocked for a period of time was actually beneficial. Okay, so this first card is going to be what's going on physically, like in your Divine Masculine's physical world. What's happening with them right now? What kinds of situations are they dealing with, with their karmic, with their job, with their life in general? This is kind of just the 3D peek into your Divine Masculine's world physically. And for this, we have the Death card. So there's big changes. Things are happening right now where things in your Divine Masculine's life are changing dramatically. You're probably seeing some of this. If they are in and out, you may be seeing some type of a breakdown in the karmic relationship that they're in. They may be leaving or exiting a marriage. Maybe their husband or wife is leaving them. And they're a wreck or a mess as a result. If they've been in any kind of relationship, long-term relationship, that's probably disintegrating right now, and it's on the outs. You may actually not see some of this going on. They may possibly be keeping some of it secret from you, but most likely you're going to know that there's something major going on. They might be moving to a completely different location. Their job may be ending. Sometimes when we go through massive changes, it's because something happened and shifted us inside. Of course, your Divine Masculine is probably experiencing a lot of this because even though they may not go through the awakening the same way that you do, Divine Feminine, they do have a shift that takes place within them, just like you did, that does start causing things to shift around, like the pieces of their life start shifting and moving around. And they start to not resonate with certain things. Maybe they're growing and expanding in their consciousness and in their awareness as well. And as a result, things that no longer serve them need to fall away, which is, of course, always going to create, for at least a period of time, what seems like turbulence or chaos. And so, this is all due to that transformational process that your Divine Masculine is going through because of the stage in the ascension that the both of you are in. So, this is a process that can take a long period of time sometimes. It's not an overnight thing. So this card is pointing in the direction of that you're going to start seeing a lot of that happening in your Divine Masculine's life, and probably already have. But again, this is a transformational process that takes a period of time. For some, it could be months. For some, it could be years. but there's definitely major change taking place in your divine masculine's life, with significant things like job, where they live, like maybe a shift in their career path, breakdown of a marriage, even the separation of a family, which can be extraordinarily difficult for your divine masculine to cope and to deal with. And that may be some of the 3D stuff that you're seeing, as far as like if there's runner chaser stuff going on, if there's, a complete blocking. They may just be so incredibly overwhelmed with the things that are happening in their life that, we think it has something to do with us, but really it's not anything to do with us. It's that they are just trying to survive this, the way that all this stuff happens for from the divine masculine's perspective. So this next card is kind of a mental, look into what their thought process is, what it is that they're actually thinking as all of this is happening. So for this, we have 9 of Swords. So there's this card indicates there's a lot of stress, a ton of anxiety. They are actually grieving this process. They don't necessarily, like, even if it's for their highest good, which it is, because everything happens for our highest good, they're very attached to things. Change might be difficult for them. It's triggering a lot of trauma, and it's bringing up a lot of stuff that's going on, that's happened to them in the past and that's going on in the present moment. It's all connected. They have a ton of fear regarding the future, what life has in store for them. Basically, the kingdom that they have built for themselves is falling apart. And that is a terrifying experience, because they may not see, they may not have the ability yet. This is kind of like a dark night of the soul thing for your divine masculine. They don't have the ability yet at this point to see the light at the end of the tunnel, to see far enough around that corner to know that, Source has them in their in Source's loving hands and arms, just like it does everyone else. And everything's happening to us for our highest good. They may not have that knowledge, but this is going to provide that for them, and that will happen along the way. So this is a temporary period of time for them, but it's frightening and upsetting and scary nonetheless. And they're having a lot of nightmares about this stuff. They're not sleeping well at night. They've got a lot of ruminating thoughts. There's just a lot of dialogue happening in your divine masculine's mind that is very negatively centered. And, that's because these shadows of trauma and issues and things that have happened to your divine masculine, all the fears and all the stuff that doesn't belong in their life, has to rise up to the surface so that they can deal with it. And maybe they've suppressed and stuffed a lot of this stuff away, and they just can't anymore, And it's kind of like the chicken, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Is this stuff right here, this change right here, happening because of this, or is this happening because of this? They're absolutely intertwined. Like, it's both, right? It's 100% as within, so without, right? All this stuff that's going on, your divine masculine is going through a massive internal transformation, which is highlighting a lot of this negative thought patterns and behaviors, which then, as they kind of let that stuff go, things in their life are changing and falling away, and new things are coming in to replace that. And so it's going to help your divine masculine in the long run, but it's hard for them to see that right now. They may be experiencing quite a bit of low energy and, depression. So we're going to look now on a soul level as to like why some of these things might be happening, what's going on at the soul level, which is where you and your divine masculine are connected at the level of the soul. What is going on from there as to why these kinds of things might be taking place? So for this, we have 6 of Swords. So this is a necessary transition. It's time for your divine masculine and you to go through the process of self-realization, self-actualization, your awakening, so that you can step into the highest versions of yourself. Who knows how many lifetimes, how many experiences you guys have both had, you know, what that looks like. Some of you are more in tune with that than others. Some of you have been going through an awakening for a long period of time. Some of you are brand spanking new, neophyte, you know, right there. And just adventuring into this whole crazy, chaotic experience of twin flames. Again, some of you have been on this journey for years. So wherever it is that you're at, it's perfect. It's where it's meant to be. But some of you may have more of an understanding as to how this happens, why it happens, and are at least at a place of being a more peace with that. Some of you have had a lot of new abilities come to the surface or be revealed to you, gifts that you have had that you didn't know that you had prior to your awakening. Sometimes we have the ability to be able to communicate telepathically. Sometimes we have the ability to be able to tap into the Akashic records. You know, there's a lot of different ways that we can start to experience the soul realm through our awakening, and it's not the same for anyone. So your divine masculine is going through this process for the same reasons that you are, which is transformation. It's time to awaken. It's time to step into your authentic self. It's time to recognize the mask and not necessarily stop using the mask, because we all wear one in this world. Even our own body itself is a mask, because it's not who we are 100%. It's an aspect. But we need to do it with consciousness. We need to do it with, you know, deliberate consciousness. So the purpose of all this stuff is for your divine masculine, this, at least from the divine masculine side, it's very much a reflection of you as well, divine feminine. But it's to step into that authentic, true, deliberate creator, which is the soul. It's time for the soul to shine through the mask. And, you know, we stop believing that we are that, and now we realize that it's not what we are, but it is a tool that we use here in this physical realm, which helps us at that point to master over the mind and the body, which is part of that self-realization and self-actualization process. So let me get you guys a quick oracle card here today. And then, oh, I should get you guys a numerology number as well. I'm going to pull out my new oracle deck here. I like this one. I've only used it once. So, all right, we have 42, 24, or 6. Those are your numbers. So this is my mystical shaman deck. Let's get you guys an oracle card. We have specials going on right now for discounts off of our one-on-ones. It's 33% off. Our tarot readings, personal tarot readings, are 33% off. So if you are interested in either of those right now, the information is in the description box below. I love doing personal tarot readings for you guys. I love the intimacy of it and the ability to be able to help you with questions that you have. So if you're interested in getting a personal tarot reading, I'd be very happy to do that, and it's a good time to purchase one. We also have one-on-ones available. I love the opportunity to be able to connect with you face-to-face. So if that's something you're interested in, it's a great time to do that. We do also have group calls, group call memberships, which are wonderful. You get to talk to us, you know, many, many times per month. It's at least 4 times per week for the top tier one, and then for the 2 lower tiers, it's 2 times per week. But they're great calls. You always get an opportunity to talk, and there's a huge network of other people that you'll get the opportunity to connect with as well. We have a private Facebook group, but we also have a public Facebook group. So you can find that information also in the description or about section on our YouTube channel. It's the Conduits Twin Flames for the public and the Conduits for the private. But the private comes along with membership. And also we're setting up a Discord right now to give you guys the ability to be able to support and connect with each other and us anytime. So your oracle card today is Soul Retrieval. Let's look at this. 49. All right. Soul retrieval is a practice that helps you recover a part of yourself, your energy, your enthusiasm, or your innocence that you have lost. At first, we'll use soul revival to recover from our hurts and heal our childhood wounds. Later, we will learn to journey to recover our original nature, that self that never left the Garden of Eden, who still speaks to the rivers, to the trees, and to God. When we return to Eden, we are whole again. I mean, this is so fitting for this, that we, this is what we talked about in the reading. This is about healing old wounds and stepping into our true self. That's the one that speaks to God and to the trees and to the rivers. That's the part of ourselves that has never left the Garden of Eden. That's the higher self. That's the soul. And that's where you and your divine masculine are connected. And, so this soul retrieval is, I've never heard of it spoken that way. But it sounds a lot like what we were talking about that your divine masculine is going through. So the invitation with this is that you are no longer fragmented. You are one with creation, right? Deliberate creator. You have healed the cause of your pain, or you have healed the cause of the pain you feel, so you do not need to dwell on it any longer. Really, it's true. If you are still hovering over an old wound, find a new flight path. Don't be distracted with the little stuff you've already mastered. Go for the big one, the journey back to Eden. This is your ascension, and this is the medicine. When did this compromise what you truly believed in to be loved or accepted by someone? Let me reread that. When did you compromise what you truly believed in to be loved or accepted by someone? Think back over your life and find the time or times when this happened. I can almost guarantee you that this happened with every single one of us with our twin flame. Vow never to compromise your integrity again. What have you agreed to in the name of love that you know is deeply wrong? Make it right this instant. This is why it's so critical to put our journey first. We are so interested and so concerned and so attached to our divine masculine, which are not necessarily bad things, but everything has to be in balance. And if we do it at the cost of ourselves, of being in our authentic self, then we might see that mirrored in our divine masculine. As soon as we step into our authenticity, we will see our divine masculine step into their authenticity as well. But that means we have to have a shift, or a shift in the direction of our focus, which means we place ourselves first. We take them off of the pedestal. And we don't put ourselves on one, but instead we just make our inner journey, our connection to God, to Source, our number one. And when we do that, we'll see that our divine masculine will do that as well. And that's where we are connected at the level of the soul. That's when the polarization collapses within you and in the external world, between you and your divine masculine. And you won't see them running from you anymore at that point. But that is easier said than done, as we all know. So I understand that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, and I will see you all tomorrow for another one. Take care. Love you guys.